welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to do the answers to my Q&A. About a week ago I put up a Q&A video for you to post any questions you had, anything you wanted to ask, and I also asked on Instagram stories, and I said you could DM me on Instagram as well. So that's what people have done. So thank you to everyone who left a comment, well, left a question for me to answer. So grab yourselves a cup of tea and or coffee, and let's see what I have to say. So questions. I'm just going to start anywhere really. So first up, these are the Instagram questions first of all. The first question I got was from Phil's Weight Loss Journey, SW. If you don't follow Phil, he is on YouTube. He's also on Instagram. He's been doing Slimming Well for a while and he's done amazingly well. He's just started going to the gym and doing a lot more gym work and sort of helping tone up his body that way. So go and check his channel out. He's brilliant, and I do find some of his videos really to the point and hilarious and just, yeah, great. So he asked, when you hit target, will you still weigh in every week? So my plan, and I have kind of mentioned this before, is I plan to go to when I get to target, I plan to go every other week just to begin with, probably for a month or two, and then after that I plan to go once a month. The reason being is because I'm trying to see this as a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. I don't want to see it as a diet. And even though we are weighing in every week, and yes, it is a diet at the end of the day, but eating healthy is a diet. It's that, the diet mindset. So I'm trying to go to group and sit there and enjoy everything, but I don't want to then be having to go next week and getting worried and like doing videos. My videos will continue once I get to target, but I won't do my weekly weigh-ins. They will either be fortnightly or once a month, and eventually I'd like to, down the line, just go in every now and again. I think you'll have, like, is it 6 or 8 weeks you have where you've got to go, otherwise you lose your online support, like as in the app, and, you know, counting the sins and everything, like working out the sins and things like that. So I will plan to go every other week to begin with, and then after a couple of months I'm going to go to once a month, and I'm going to stay to group because I do get benefits out of that. One, I can help other people who are on their journey still. As I do now, I'm helping others, but I also get a lot from it as well. I still get lots of tips and things like that, even since I've been going a year. A year tomorrow is when I rejoined. I can't believe it. I looked in the book to have a look, and it was the Budget Slimmers that gave me, oh, I better check, because I know it was about a year ago. Actually, by the time this goes out, it will be a year. So I want to I get a lot from it. The other thing I don't want to go every week for is because Ralph is starting nursery soon, so I don't know what days I'm going to be doing anyway, so which group I'll be going to by the time I get to target. There are some evening groups. I might even have to resort to that. I don't know at the moment. However, I'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. But if I am going to be working in the day, which I hope so, by then I will probably want to use the time that I have off to go to group, but not every week. I will probably have to use that for cooking, making sure I'm meal prepping and bulk cooking my meals, so I've always got something in for the days that when I'm working. It's just easier to run the household like that. I've still got lots of washing and things like that to do, so I'm going to have to be a busy bee, and I'm going to have to utilise my time when I am at home to do that, not to go to Slimming World every week. So I hope that's answered that question. Sorry, it was a bit long-winded, that answer. The next question, again from Instagram, was from Susie, and she's from Scrumptious Cooking, SW Susie. You may follow her on Instagram, you may follow her on YouTube, she's on both. Go and check her channel out. Again, she does some great recipes, and she's at target, but she has just slightly reduced her target now, so she's back on the journey and she's doing amazing. She's like me, she's a bit of a slow loser, but we get there in the end. And again, learning different habits as we go. She asked, are you a planner? I plan everything. I wondered if you are. Yes, I am a planner. All my life I've been a planner. I am known to people I used to work with and some friends that I am Monica from Friends. I used to organise all the birthdays, all the social events and everything like that with my friends. It would be me organising everyone, not because I'm bossy or anything like that, far from it. It was just left to me because they knew that I am good at planning and stuff like that. I also worked in a role which had to be very organised and lots of planning, and then I went into projects. I had to do a lot of planning with that. So I am a planner. I love making notes. I have literally 2 or 3 to-do lists, and they've all got different things. I know what I'm doing. With regards to meals, I'm not that great at planning those. I know in my head what I want. I've got stuff in. I can plan in my head, but I'm trying to be more writing it down for the week ahead so that I'm using stuff in the freezer, because eventually we've got 2 freezers, one in the fridge freezer and one under the stairs, which is a little freezer that was given to us. And in that is, I want to be our freezer for meals. So if we're stuck on, oh, what should we have? Oh, there's lots of books with Mark Chili. We grab one of those, get it out, and that's it. So I will be doing big batch cooking, but at the moment I can't because they're full up. So at the moment I'm going through my freezer and working through it. And eventually I will empty that one out. That will be completely clear. I'll just give it a good clean and get rid of anything in there. There's always lots of peas and things like that. And so everything's in one freezer, and all the meals and everything like that will be in the other one. So that is the plan. So yes, I need to start meal planning more. I'm using like the magazine. I've got the latest magazine. I've got the 5 ingredients one. But what I'm trying to do is go into my freezer, see what I've got, then check all my recipe books and write it down. So I know for that week, that's what we're having, and that will start to use things. So yeah, I'm a big planner. The next one is from a Lady D. She's got her date of birth on here, so I'm not going to leave that as her user ID. Would you like more children? No is the answer to that. I've always wanted 2 children. I didn't care, you know, what sex, gender they were. 2 girls, 2 boys, boy, girl, girl, boy, whatever. I didn't mind. I just wanted my babies to arrive safely. So that was what I would like, and to be fortunate enough to be able to have 2 children, which I am, so I'm very grateful. I'm not saying we haven't discussed it. We have kind of discussed it. Practicalities at the end of the day. We don't have the room. We don't have the finances. And people say, oh, you know, 2 isn't very different from 3. It is when you're really struggling with money. Like we struggle with money. Like we don't have the income that we had before, and we still like to do things. We don't go on holiday anymore, so that's another thing we want to do. With 2, it's easier. I'm not saying like if another one came along, you know, we would have 3 and we would make changes, but there is no plan to have 3, let's just say. I'm also getting to 40. I'm 40 next January. You know, Ralph's coming up 4. I'm kind of getting out the baby stage and starting to live a little. Well, I say live a little because that sounds awful, but kind of get some of my time back. I want to go out and work and get some more money. So again, we can save up and go on a holiday, and that may be just the UK, it may be abroad, who knows, but that is the plan. Yeah, I hope that's answered that. Janice Jane asks, hi Sarah, my questions are, oh there's 2 here. How did you meet Darren, and did you know he was a man for you straight away? Okay, so me and Darren met at school. Well, no, knew of each other at school. No, actually, I'm going to rephrase that. I knew who Darren was at school. He had no idea who I was, which is surprised because I'm a bit louder than him, and I had lots of friends, as in like had different groups of friends. So somewhere along the lines we had connections. He still didn't know who I was. He left school. I was in the last year because he's the year above me, and I used to see him driving around and I really liked him. He lived down my friend's road and I really liked him. Still, he never knew who I was. I wasn't some crazy girl. I didn't go around chasing him. And it wasn't until a couple of my friends, they used to work with him. Oh, sorry, work with his best friend. And that's how we kind of got to know each other. We started going to the pubs. and just sort of socialising. We also spent like the Millennium up in London together. A big group of us went up there, and we kind of went up there all together, and it was just kind of got to know him then. Yeah, and it's just kind of like a friendship that formed from there, first of all. Like, he took me running, he got me into running. I worked with his cousin, who I was friends with before I knew they were cousins, so that's another connection. And yeah, we just sort of, then it went from there. I think we weren't committed, should we say, to each other, because I think personally, it was my fault. I had a lot of male friends. I still have. I also have female friends as well, but I had male friends, and they were just my friends. And I was a bit scared of ruining that friendship. Something had happened before when I was younger. I ruined a friendship because we kind of got closer, and I just didn't want that to happen. And I think that kind of stopped me. But eventually, yeah, we got together, and that was 17 years ago. Yeah, I think so. I think it's that long. Wasn't maybe longer? I don't know. I can't remember. No, I think it was. Oh, maybe it's 18. It might be 18 years ago, actually. Coming up to 18 years. Whenever September the 11th will happen, that year. It was that year we got together. I can't remember what year that was. Remind me. That's when we got together, that year. So, yeah. That's how we got together, and we've been together since. We've lived together for 14 years. And have 2 children. And 2 cats. So yeah, but we did know each other from school. Well, I knew him, he didn't know me. Susan Hogan asks, hi Sarah, my question, oh no, sorry, Janice Ann asked another question. Also, did you always want to have to watch what you ate, or could you get away with being more relaxed about food when you were younger? Okay, so I've always had a big appetite, but I think it's because it's kind of forced upon me. My parents were very much like, you eat what's on your plate, and I think that's kind of where it stemmed from there. I didn't know when I was full up, so I'd always have big portions. I wouldn't say I was a massive like overweight kid. I thought I was, though. I compared myself to my peers at school and things like that. So my eating habits, sort of my diet habits, changed when I was about 12, 13. I started trying to lose weight. When I look at pictures now, I didn't need to lose weight. I was like, I'd be amazingly happy if I had that body now. But yeah, that's what I think I messed up my metabolism, and I was just literally on a diet on and off ever since then. So yeah, I never really watched what I was ate when I was a kid. I just ate. Yeah, I have had to watch what I wanted to eat because I messed up my body. And then it was like when I was 22, I went to Weight Watchers and I lost loads of weight, but then I went back to eating all the bad habits before. So my diet years have been a massive learning curve, and I'm finally getting around to that. So Susan Hogan asks, my question is, what food do you really miss not to have, and do you have a sweet tooth? I do have a sweet tooth, but I also have a savoury tooth as well. I like crisps. If anyone watched Poppaballs Gate recently, oh no, they were a bit of a weakness for me. Along with if I buy Kettle crisps, they are a weakness for me, so I can't buy them anymore. But I do like sweet things as well. I like chocolate. I like Haribo sweets and stuff like that, penny sweets, that kind of thing. So again, I kind of have to stay clear of it, or I just sin it. I don't think there's anything that I really miss because I just sin it. I have chocolate, rather than eating a massive bar, 100-gram bar of chocolate, I now have a Curly Wurly, and I enjoy it. And then what I try to do is think of the emotion. So what I do is like, so that emotion of having that Curly Wurly, I really enjoyed it, I deserved it, and yeah, I really have liked it. It hasn't caused me to go on and eat anything else. But when I try to remember that if I want something else, I try to think of that. If I ate a 100-gram bar of chocolate, how would I feel after? How did I feel after that? And I used to feel sluggish, tired, bloated. My skin would break out. I just feel awful, guilty, And I try to remember that so that next time, like, it doesn't happen. Like, I try to remember that feeling, because then it will stop me next time if that happens. So basically, I have not cut anything out, because as soon as I cut something out, I feel deprived and want it more. So if I want a glass of wine, I will have a glass of wine, but this time I will measure out. And yeah, hopefully that will, you know, that's gets the craving away. Like, I'm not a wine drinker, but more so in the winter I am. If I want a glass of red, I'll have a glass of red wine, but I will measure out and I will enjoy that wine. I don't want to drink half a bottle of wine and think, oh my gosh, I'm so bloated, and the next day I feel bloated and I feel awful and regret drinking that because I could have spent my sins on something else. So yeah, there's nothing I miss out. I always have what I want, but I just adjust it. It's just changed my mindset. Think about how I feel. If I'm gonna, you know, if I want to eat 4 packets of crisps or a packet of biscuits, how is it going to make me feel afterwards, and try to remember that so it stops me. So why don't I just make a cup of tea and have 2 biscuits and sit it and enjoy it? That's how I think. Natalie Marie Josie, again, she has a YouTube channel. She's also on Instagram. Brilliant account. She's lovely, Natalie. She's got 2 questions. What is your favourite SW starter, main and dessert? And what are your plans for your special birthday? So I had a little think about this one, because I think what I would have chosen previously when there was a tag video about it is different to what I would choose now, just because it's what I fancy. So basically I would choose for my starter like a bruschetta style starter, and I would use the Shah ciabatta breads, and I would spray it with loads of buttery fry light and garlic fry light, and a bit fresh parsley chopped up finely on the top, and put it under the under the grill or in the oven just for a little bit, just to toast it. And then I would cook some king prawns with lots of fresh tomatoes. I cook king's prawns first, then add fresh tomatoes, red onion, garlic, a little bit chilli maybe, mix it all around, maybe a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and then put it on top of the garlic bread once that's been cooked, and that'll be my starter. And so you've got lots of speed there, a bit of protein, and your healthy extra B. I then would have, for my mains, I would have a curry. Yep, I would make a curry. It's that time of year, I kind of like curries, so I would make either a chicken curry, and I'd either use the Spice Entice or the JD seasonings, with tinned tomatoes, lots of veggies, served with some boiled rice, some egg fried rice you can make that sin free, and then I'd serve also taka dal, or I would do a sizzling curry dish as well, like maybe some lamb with like tandoori like seasoning or something, with lots of vegetables, and have that. So yeah, all like little side things. That would be my main. And then for pudding, it would probably be the grape nut cheesecake, which you would obviously have to sin, because if you use your healthy extra B already. So your grape nuts, I would probably use about a teaspoon of the lotus spread, which would be 1.5 sins, and a tablespoon of hot water to soften the grape nut. Mix that around, put quark in the top with a level tablespoon of Nutella, which is 4 sins. Mix that about, put that on top of the grape nut, which is either your healthy extra B or you sin it, and then the cherries, frozen cherries or frozen summer fruits, whatever you fancy. Put it in the fridge, ready for pudding, and that would be my pudding. And what are my plans for my special birthday? So originally I wanted to go to Denmark, but my birthday is in January, and I wanted to go to Copenhagen. It would be very snowy, so I wouldn't actually go for my birthday. For my actual birthday weekend, I need to get that sorted, book a meal out with friends, and maybe have a few different social events, because I've got quite a big circle of friends. I've got my main friends from like pre-kids who I'm still friends with, and they've got kids now, and then I've got friends from like mummy friends, and then I've got some other mummy friends, so I've got kind of different things, so I might do separate things. I don't want to do a party, I'd love to have a party, but it is quite a massive expense. But I do want to go away, I think. So I have been having a little think about this. When we were in Bath a few weeks ago, I said, Dan, I would like to actually go to Amsterdam, because being that my nan was from Holland, I've got a kind of connection there. I love Amsterdam city. I went twice when I was younger, but I went for different reasons than I would go for now. I want to kind of enjoy the city and enjoy the shopping and things like that this time. So I literally live 10 minutes from Gatwick Airport. I could get an EasyJet flight and we could stay there for like 2 or 3 nights and just enjoy the city and everything and eat some nice food. Probably go like maybe a few weeks after my birthday, and so enjoy it then. And then on my actual birthday, which is on a Sunday, so the Saturday night I'd go out with friends, and then on my actual birthday probably just do a family thing. Again, it may even snow. It has snowed on my birthday before, so who knows. So that's my plan. And also my best friend, she's over from New Zealand for 6 weeks. She does go back before my birthday, but her birthday is also in January, so we're going to have kind of like a bit of a celebration, maybe like a spa day. We've got a few things planned, so it's kind of like the big 4-0 celebration for us. That's probably a massive thing that we will do, which I'm quite excited for. So yes, that would be my birthday celebrations. Next up is from Susan Nichols. I would like to know more about your exercise regime. How far do you run, and what is your boot camp? Okay, so my current exercise regime is going to boot camp 2 to 3 times a week. During the summer holidays, I knew it was going to be hard, because of the kids, and I'd have to go to the early morning sessions always. Plus, I didn't know if we were going to be away, so I booked to go twice a week, which is exactly what I stuck to. The next 6 sessions we've got next week is a week off, so I'm going to do some YouTube videos, not myself, I'm just going to follow some, which will be either the Body Coach or Lucy Wyndham Reed. Both of them I follow. I absolutely love them both. I did the Body Coach program, which was brilliant. It's just there was a lot of food, and again it was that whole measuring things and things like that. But the exercise thing I absolutely love. I love Joe. And so I'll probably just do those next week, but usually I'm going to be doing 3 workouts a week with boot camp for the next 6 weeks after that. And then running as well. So if I run on my own or with my friend, we kind of do a big loop round where we live, which is just under 5k, and sometimes we extend it so that we actually get over 5k. If I go with my running group, it can be anything from 3k up to 8k. Maybe even 10k if we're all at the same pace at that time. There's different stages. It's all mummies that do it. Not necessarily have to be a mummy that has to do it, but they all mums, so they all like have different commitments, so they all have to be back, at a certain time, and sometimes their husbands or partners or whatever, they just not back in time, so they have to miss it. It's pay as you go. There's no commitment or anything like that. So that's what I love about it, is the fact there's no commitment. You haven't got like do a 6-week course and you've got to go to it. It's fairly flexible, and I have learned so much from it. I've run since, well, before I was with Darren I started running. He got me into it, and I've really improved my running, because she does interview trainings one week, then she'll do a longer run the next, she'll do another interview training, or she'll do 2 long runs a few weeks after that. So it's really varied, and it really pushes you that little bit further, and has helped me do my running when I've been doing like races and things like that. So yeah, that's my regime, but it's no fixed regime. I don't go every Tuesday. I go if I can make it, and if Darren's back and that. And I try to go running on a Sunday, but again, sometimes you just want to chill out, especially if I've been at work all day, so I don't always want to get up early. But if my friend's about and she wants to go for a run, then I'll go. It kind of helps me going with someone, but I sometimes do just put my trainers on and go off for a run. And now that Ralph's at nursery, I will be able to do that a little bit more often now. Next up is Ruby Tuesday, who's actually Deb's. I think so much about getting fit and healthy. I think so much about getting fit and eating healthily are in the mind. Do you agree? Totally. Yeah, totally agree. It is all in the mind. It is about changing your mindset. I've mentioned in previous videos, I did a program called Supercharged Club, They don't run the programme anymore, and I did it twice. The first time I got heavily discounted because they wanted me to promote it when I had my business, and sort of secondly, I just wanted to sign up to it because I kind of felt like I needed to, and I did it just before I rejoined Slimming World, and I learnt so much from it the second time round. I actually committed to everything to it. I wrote down how I felt about things, like if I ate a bar of chocolate, how did it make me feel? I shared that with them as well, and it made me feel like, it would make me feel guilty. I'd feel bloated, just tired, you know, everything. And that has really helped me this time, and that's why I went back to Slimming World, because I just knew that having that mindset would help. I also think, you know, you get your trainers on, like if you go for a run, it is all in the mind, because you'd be like, oh, it's raining, spitting, I'm not going to go. I'm like, it's spitting, it is literally spitting, like I could stand out the fringes of my hair, wouldn't get wet, it's just like a drizzle. And sometimes I just get my trainers on and I do go for a run in the mild rain. By the time you've done it, it's all gorgeous sunshine at the end of it, there's no rain, and you feel amazing. And it is in the mindset, it's making yourself go. On Wednesday, like it was pouring with rain, I knew I had to do 2 sessions. I'd already missed the Tuesday session. It's usually on Monday, but because of the bank holiday, I completely forgot about it, and I thought don't want to take the kids on the Tuesday, we had stuff planned. So I thought I'm gonna have to go Wednesday, but I didn't want to take the kids on the Wednesday morning, so I had to go do the 6 a.m. class. And I thought, shall I, shan't I? It was pouring with rain. I thought, no, I'm gonna do it. By the time I got there, the rain had it just was tailing off. I felt amazing. I felt absolutely amazing that I got up after, and then I did a 45-minute boxing session, and I felt great. So it is on the mindset, and I try to remember that feeling when I really don't want to go to something like an exercise class, or I don't want to do a video on YouTube, but I try to think you're going to feel great afterwards, and that does help. Sorry if this question is too deep. No, it's not at all, Debs. I could have asked you about you and your cat. I'm sure I've seen some in your videos. Yes, you're right. There's 2. There's Betty and Claudia, and they are, I don't know what cats they are. They're not nothing really. I think they're a mixture of everything. So the Claudia's a grey cat. She's very timid, bless her. Yeah, and she's likely to scratch you if you touch her tail too much. Betty is slightly younger than Claudia. Claudia must be like coming up to 11 years old, and Betty's 6 months younger than her, and she is the fluffiest cat. She is adorable. She's never scratched us. She's such a chilled out little minx. She teases the dog next door. It's a great Alsatian. She's friendly with everyone that comes in the close. She's just adorable. So yes, you have seen 2 cats. Susie also asks, this is Susie Scrumptious Cooking, do you have a plan to celebrate when you get to Target? I kind of want to buy myself something, and something that been wanting for ages, but 1, it's expensive, they are expensive, and 2, I've never bought them before. And I was thinking about this question. I want to get a pair of DMs. Sounds weird. You think you'd want to treat yourself to like a weekend away or something like that, but no, I want a pair of DMs. I had some DMs when I was younger, and I don't know why I don't even know if they were proper DMs, but anyway, I wanted some proper DMs, not the lace up kind, though I do quite like them, but I just don't think they would suit me because I've got quite short, stumpy legs. Well, I think I have anyway. My friend told me she thought my legs were really slim, and I was like, really? I can't take compliments, can I? And I thought, I've always wanted some for a couple of years now. I wanted a pair. I quite like the Chelsea style boots. That's going to be like my little treat. So I'm going to try and save up, although Darren has offered to get something for me, and I was like, well, I quite like them. But I just don't think they suit me. And it's strange because I see people, I've got friends who are bigger than me that wear them, and I don't even see that. Like, I don't see that their legs are like short or anything like that. I just see, I really love their DMs. So that's what I want to get. It's nothing that exciting. I just want to get a Fitbit as well because my Fitbit broke, but I don't know if that'll be a treat. I'm not fussed about going away because, you know, as everyone knows, we went away to Bath recently, and we haven't been away for like on our own. We haven't been away before kids, if it's just on our own. So yeah, I'm not holding out for that one, although it is my birthday next year. I said I want to use that time for that, so maybe that will be my treat from Darren, that he'll pay for us to go away, and that'll be my birthday treat as well. So if I get to Target by my birthday. So that's my plan. Oh, I'm also going to have a picnic with like cheese and biscuits, pate, parma ham, olives, you know, like something that I would only have once in a blue moon. And on Christmas Day I always have cheese and biscuits in the evening. I love it, but that's what I want. I want to have that with like some red wine and just sort of nibbly bits. And I'll probably feel really bloated and really sick afterwards, but I just want to enjoy it. That will be my plan. Serena's Super Shopping and Fab Food. Again, go and check her channel out. I've only recently discovered Serena and she is so lovely. She is absolutely lovely. And she does great shopping hauls. I've only just started watching her shopping hauls. I'm trying to catch up on them. I kind of have them in the background and like, oh, that sounds nice. She asks, in your opinion, what's the best way to use your HEXB allowance? I sometimes get bored and would love to know your HEXB thoughts. Okay, so I don't think there's any right or wrong way to use it. Just use it what's best for you. I'm not a big cereal fan, but I do have it now and again. Like if I'm going to work, like tomorrow, Saturday, I probably will have my HEXB unless I know I'm going to save it for something else. It's quick and easy. I try, if my weakness is like in the evening, so I might make myself a great nut cheesecake. I mix mine about a lot. I was having like great nut cheesecake every night, and I was really struggling to try and lose weight. I didn't lose anything that week when I thought I would. So I kind of think maybe I'll just have great nut cheesecake like maybe sort of 2 or 3 times a week. And in fact, the last couple of weeks I haven't had any. I also use it for bread. I've started using it more for the ciabattas, which are the gluten-free ones, which you can have either the white ciabatta or the brown ciabatta as your healthy extra B. Weight Watchers wraps. It just depends on what I'm fancy. Like if I know that I've got quite a few sins left, I might have a chocolate bar. So what I'll do is I'll have my healthy extra B for lunch. I'll have a Weight Watchers wrap, or like I said, tomorrow I'll have my cereal tomorrow. I'll probably have my healthy extra B because I don't need the wrap later on in the evening because I've already got dinner planned and it doesn't need a wrap. And that's the kind of what I'm trying to achieve. So that's, I just kind of think sort of day to day. But there are some people that use it every single day for their oats or porridge or for breakfast. And that's their choice. It has to be what suits you. If you are a cereal person, then have it, or if you're a toast person, have it. I just like to mix mine up. Yeah, there's no right or wrong way. Jo Vlogs, again, she's got a YouTube channel. She does some great recipes, so go and check her channel. She's just lovely. Jo is. She went, hello lovely. Does the boot camp you go to offer an eating plan as well as exercise? If so, have you ever tried it? They do. They started it only last year. I think they had someone come into the business who's a professional nutritionist and devise a plan, and you can sign up for the 6 weeks, and the aim of it is that you go to the classes 3 to 4 times a week and they follow a plan. They give you they take your measurements and everything like that. This is my understanding of it. But they take your measurements and everything like that, and they work out your calorie and macros content. Now you can Google macros and it will tell you more about it. But macros is basically like things like your protein, and it can break it down to different things. Protein, carbohydrates, fats and things like that. And you kind of have your macros given to you. You use an app like MyFitnessPal and it'll work out how many calories and how much protein you need to hit a day to start losing weight and also producing more muscles. They will find out as well why you want to follow their plan. Their plan isn't just for weight loss. Their plan could be for, like for Darren, for instance, he wants to bulk up. He's just naturally slim. He's not skinny, but he's slim, and he used to be quite muscular and he wants to get back to that. So they would devise, if he was to do it, he wouldn't do it, but if he would, they would devise a plan for him. But you can do that anywhere. I've done that before, not with them, but previously, so I just didn't want to go down that road again. But I know people who've done it and they've really enjoyed it, and it's kind of opened up their mind. But because I already have done it, I didn't want to start counting macros. I know I write everything down in my book every day, but I didn't want to then sit there with the app, working everything out, measuring out your pasta, measuring out. And I did that with Weight Watchers, and I just didn't want to do it. I did it with Joe Wicks. I absolutely adored his program. It's brilliant. The food was amazing, but I just got fed up of weighing everything, and it was just too much for me. Like, and I'd done other programs as well. There's too many to mention where I signed up and I've paid lots of money, and I just find it too much. I like Slimming World because I don't have that. I'm great with my portions because I learnt that first time when I did Weight Watchers. So since then I've been fine, and I'm fine with for Slimming World. Even though you can eat as much pasta as you want, I don't need to, because I know I will be full up on just that certain amount. So yeah, they do it, but I haven't signed up with them or anything to do that, and I don't plan to either. I think unless I was really, really struggling and I was getting near my target and I was really struggling, just nothing was happening, then I don't really want to look at something else, but maybe that's something I could look at. It may be more that I need to look at my diet and cut out stuff, but I think I'm fairly okay. I do have treats, but I can go a few days without them if I need to. And I think this is the last question. Sue, the lovely Sue Hayward Altz, she says, "You're looking amazing." Oh, thank you, Sue. Question is this the first time you have joined Slimming World? If not, what has made it different this time? Okay, so the first time I joined Slimming World was years and years ago, and I literally went for two groups. It was the green and red days. I can't remember when I joined. Pre-kids, way before kids. We were living in this house. It was within the last 11 years, and the green and red just threw me. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. In fact, maybe I had Sydney. Maybe he was in a pushchair. Maybe he was a baby when I went. But yeah, the green and reds just didn't. I can't remember when they stopped doing them. And then I joined August 2016 to the March 2017. I just wasn't in the right mindset. I had spent all that money from August to March, and I lost half a stone. And then since then I'd put it back on. And then I don't know why, because I had a lovely leader. I think I never stayed for a group. I went along eventually, or I went along for a while and I was doing really well. Then my friend joined with me, and we just never stayed, and she didn't want to stay to group some weeks, and then I didn't stay to groups other weeks, and yeah, we just never stayed to group in the end. We just went and got weighed, which we could have just done ourselves between us at home. But I then did that, as I was saying, I did that supercharged program, and something just happened and it clicked, and yeah, I rejoined a year ago today, by the time this goes out. So yes, happy anniversary to me. Yeah, that's when I joined. So 1st of September I joined Slimming World, and I've lost 36 pounds, so I'm really, really pleased. Yeah, it might not sound a lot compared to some people, what others have achieved, but for me it's a massive amount of weight that I've lost, considering I've been trying to lose weight, well, the baby weight at least anyway, since Ralph was born, and he's coming up 4. So previous to that, I'm now at that weight, if not slightly less. I now want to get back to where I originally aimed for. So that is my Q&As. I hope I've answered all your questions. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I shall speak to you all very soon. Take care. Bye.